All right, guys, I want to thank you for coming to our team call tonight. I really want you, if you have questions, guys, I want this to be a discussion as well. So if you have questions while I'm talking about something, just unmute yourself and ask. Just it's okay if you interrupt and ask, because this is a great opportunity for us to really discuss this stuff. One of my main goals of this call is to really give an overall overview of how to take good pictures and how to take good video, and then to talk about some tips as well. Like Angie had brought up some Instagrams. We're going to talk a little bit about that and about quotes. So the first thing that I want to share is that I have noticed, I noticed when scrolling on Facebook and looking at different pictures that people put up, that sometimes there's pictures that pop, and then there's pictures that do not stand out as much. And so what I want to share is how to make your photo stand out more, to highlight your best features, but also I think that sometimes we don't understand framing and lighting. And framing and lighting are huge when it comes to doing live videos, when it comes to doing pictures, because in the end, what we're doing is we're marketing, and with marketing, we want our pictures to kind of be, to a certain extent, magazine worthy. Now, granted, not everything we do is going to be magazine worthy, and so we don't need to, I don't want to get you to have a complex to be afraid to share something if it's not perfect. But as we're creating a following, when you start looking on Instagram, and I love looking at Instagram for photos examples, you look at it, and it almost is, when you look at people who we find to be more attractive, or pictures that grab our attention, there is something that is more like a magazine at a lot of the photos that we're looking at. So one of the things that is extremely important is framing. And I'm going to use my head in this picture right here to wait, what's like, Trisha? Angie, you gotta speak up, girl. She's typing her photos. Yeah, Trisha has amazing photos. She really does. They do look like a magazine. And so one of the things that's important is, first of all, if you're going to take a profile picture, we're going to talk about that first. You want to be able to see who is in the picture, okay? A lot of times I see pictures of people holding their babies from far back, and it's hard to tell who it is. So you're scrolling, we're trying to catch the people who are scrolling. We're scrolling Facebook, and they see something. If they can't tell that that's you in the picture, it's important that they're able to see that. So what you want to do is your profile picture, see where my head is here? You want it to be close enough to where people can see your eyes. Your eyes are the window to the soul, okay? So you want it to be close enough to where people can see who you are and connect with you right away when they see your picture. The second thing that is kind of important when taking pictures is the angle with which we catch ourselves. So I'm going to show you this. Guys, is that a flattering angle of me? So I get a little bit of a double chin. Okay.
I totally dare you to change your profile picture to that.
Well, I want to show you guys so you can see it live. Basically, and if you go like this too, an angle like this, it makes your shoulders wider, your face smaller. If you're really down below, man, it makes your hips look huge. You want to make sure. There are occasions where a low going up photo will work, but dude, it takes practice and it takes creativity and a lot of talent. Really what you want to do is you want to come up from an angle. Look at the difference in how that makes you look younger, okay? It gets rid of the double chin, or at least it softens the double chin. You don't want to go up so high that it's like that, but you want to have it at a good angle, kind of looking down. And that helps to look younger. It helps take care of the double chin. but it's one of the more flattering angles. So if you start looking at pictures of people who are taking selfies, you're going to notice that they go from up. The picture is from up, above, moving down. And yes, we need to have all the help we can get. Which brings me to another thing that I actually learned this recently. And that is when you take a picture and you smile, push your tongue to your teeth. Because you focus more on this and you relax your eyes more.
Wait, say it again. What?
Push your tongue to your teeth. You want to push your tongue to the end of your teeth, inside of your teeth. Because what it does is it makes you relax this part of your face more. So you're smiling.
Sounds like a good.
I've never done that. I've never heard that. I don't know anything about that.
Right, smile, stick your tongue to the end of your teeth and try relaxing your face and see how much.
I'm sorry. I'll have to do that later.
Yeah, we don't do kissy faces. So anyway, that actually will help to relax your face a little bit more. So that's a tip that models use. Here's another tip. So some people, you might think that it would be good to be in direct light. And in some cases, like I have my Diva light, I don't know where it is. In some cases, if you have a light specifically made, I know that Amanda said she has a ring light. Is this like what you have, Amanda?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar.
Okay, I don't have batteries in this one. But something like this can be really good. You have to make sure that it doesn't make your face so bright that you're squinting. We don't want to be in direct sunlight. So if you take a picture outside, you don't want to be in the direct sunlight, you're going like this. And that's never pretty. And it also, if the sun is pointing too directly at you, it could cause shadows under your eyes, which make you look really tired. So the best way to get a good picture is in indirect sunlight. So standing in front of a window. Yeah, dawn and dusk, man, those are the great times. Or a cloudy day. Oh my gosh. You ever realize that when you take pictures on a cloudy day, the colors seem more vibrant? So that's the point, is you want to be able to take a picture. So if you're in your house, find a place where you're in front of a window and then take your selfie or your picture in front of a window. And that's going to give better lighting. Okay? And just make sure you don't have that direct sunlight. And then you want to make sure too, but you want to make sure you have the lighting. So the other problem is if you have no lighting in front of you and the lighting's behind you, and I don't know if you can see it here, but you'll notice that your face is dark. You saw my messy office, it's still being unpacked. But you'll notice that if you take a picture where the lighting's behind you and it's not in front of you, your face is going to be dark. And it's not going to look as good. So you always want to make sure that wherever you are, even if you're in front of a light, okay, whether it's you have a light in your house and you're in your living room, the light's in the center of the living room and you're back in a corner, you don't want to take your picture with your back to the light and the stuff behind you. You want to be facing the light and the picture there. So lighting is very, very important for pictures as well as live video. It's huge. And another thing too, and this is what goes with live video or pictures, is sometimes you might want to use a tripod. And there's plenty of them. Like there's selfie sticks, those are great. But there's plenty of tripods that you can get at Best Buy or Amazon that don't cost a fortune, that will at least allow you to have your phone from afar. And you can even get like little remote controls that are Bluetooth that you can click and will send the picture off. So you can take a picture from far back. Like if you look at my current profile picture, I love that picture because it's just fun and professional. I did my hair and makeup and whatnot. But I took that with my Diva light and I used a remote control to take that. So, if you love media, like I love media, and I'm planning on opening a YouTube channel, something that you're going to want to do possibly is maybe consider this is if you want to do a YouTube channel and you want to build having a Diva light, which is, I'll show you mine. I thought it was in here, but it's a much bigger version of this. It costs a couple $100 though, so it's an investment, and you have to love pictures and want to do more. So, but that type of lighting is amazing for taking profile photos or doing YouTube videos, or like I can take them into my kitchen. I can do videos in there. It's huge. But if you want to take pictures, you can always set up a lamp and take it with a lamp in front of you, maybe a sheet over it or something to diffuse the lighting so it's not that direct light. But the whole point is to make sure that the light is shining on your face. Like if you look through Instagram or Facebook and you see photos that you love, and that's probably why outdoor pictures, because not only are you going to have better lighting usually outside, but you're also going to have a lot more color usually from the background. It's a variety of background versus being in a house and having, you know, just furniture and whatever around you. So that's probably why doing the outdoor photos is always going to be something that will get more likes. And Angie, do you want to comment on that real quick? Because you said you listened to that Instagram video training, and that's what they were talking about, is the outdoor photos.
Yeah, Brock Johnson's thing was that if you take your photos outside, so he said take your photos, whatever you do, take as many of them outside as you can, and you'll get 80% more visibility and reactions to it because they're outdoors. And so people just like them more because they're outside. And I had no idea.
Yeah. And I would venture to wonder if it's because people don't automatically think about good lighting, but outdoors is usually amazing lighting. And so it makes you look better. It makes your picture look better. It makes everything look better. So that's all. What's that?
The colors are more vibrant.
And the colors are more vibrant. Right.
Yeah.
So those are also, I'm trying to, I was listening, find some. Oh, another thing is, and Angie and I were talking about this too with workout shirts. We love the vibrant colors. Find the colors that look good on you. I don't know about you guys, but I know there have been plenty of times where I'll get dressed up and I feel really great. And then I'll look at a picture that was taken of me later and think, I don't look that. I don't, something's like, I just don't look as good as I thought I did. Or I don't know. I don't feel as good as what I thought I did. And what I learned is when I was in the Mrs. Virginia pageant, I had someone do fashion, walk me through some fashion stuff. And one of the things that I learned is that if you're not wearing the right color, it can make you look tired, and it can make you look old, and it can actually really affect how you look and what others think. So finding the colors that look really good on you is important. So for instance, I know I look good in bright colors. I look amazing in royal blue. So I love to wear royal blue. It makes my eyes pop. Anything that's a bright color, a neon color, I look great in those colors, and I like to wear them. So I've learned what colors look good, and I've learned what colors to avoid. So the picture I was telling you about, I was like, I love this shirt. Why do I feel like I look like every time I saw pictures, I didn't like it? It's because it was a yellowy green army colored shirt. And I realized that with my coloring, it makes me look tired. And this is like talking to the fashion specialist. It makes me look tired. And it just doesn't, nothing pops. And so I quit wearing that color. I got rid of everything in my closet that has the yellow undertones like that, because for my skin and my body, they don't. So if you need help figuring out what your colors are, message me. Somewhere I have a link to a website that can help you figure it out. I just have to find the link. But but there's actually these quizzes and things that you can do to figure out what your colors are. And once you do, it's really gives some aha moments. But to take good pictures, having colors that really complement your skin and your hair make a huge difference. So that is something to really think about. Now, and the last thing I have with pictures before I scoot to live video is, and this is for live video as well, it's your posture. Posture is key. Stand up straight. I would recommend look up YouTube videos on how to stand for a photo, because get up. Oh, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. Okay, so you see if I can step back far enough in here. Can you guys see me? So you can stand here like this, and I have big arms. Like I have muscular arms, but I also tend to carry more fat in my arms. And so I could, if I take a picture like this, especially if I lean, you can see nothing but arm. But if I were to change my posture, roll my shoulders back, hold my tummy in, put my thumb on my spine, and grab my side, look at the difference, and then I turn towards you. My feet are facing this way, my body's turning towards you. How different does that look? Right? It's huge. Posture is big. Like the other thing is like, you could totally do like the pop the booty thing. I don't know if you can see my booty. Pop the booty. And then it feels very unnatural, but you'll start seeing models do this. Where you pop your booty back, your stomach almost, like then you push your stomach comes out this way, but your shoulder comes back. And that's like that's a model tip to look, I don't know, like models, they stand in weird positions, they look totally normal, but I'm telling you, they're so uncomfortable. But Angie Bradley, you have this look on your face. Just stop. I'm going to tell you guys, you can't see a look on her face, but I wish you could. She's like, get your hand off your hip, little missy. I want to see Angie pose for that. So anyway, but really seriously though, posture matters. And there are so many YouTube videos out there that show how to stand for video, for pictures and for photos and stuff. And I would recommend having some fun and learning, like just learning how to stand for photos. Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like I was looking up something today just to see if there was any tips I was missing on the pictures. And I saw this guy doing this video about this. And I saw he had all these other videos like what styles you shouldn't have in your closet. And I'm like, oh Trent, what styles shouldn't you have in your closet? But seriously, I think that sometimes to look at videos of, the things that we do care about, like looking good in photos, or if you care about fashion, what's in for 2018, what's out. Like, I think that to look at that stuff, as long as we don't get overly into it, I think it's good. It keeps us up to date and we feel better about ourselves in photos. So the other thing you could Google is how to look skinnier in photos if you feel like you wish you were a little further along, or how to look younger in photos. All of this stuff is available on YouTube. So that's my photos. Now I'm going to talk about live video. So first of all, if you've been doing live video, I have to say congratulations, because there are so many people that are afraid to go live. And it is putting yourself out there. It really is. It's putting yourself out there. People get to see 100% you. And that is scary, especially if you're not used to it yet and you're just starting. So first of all, I want to say congratulations. And if you hear anything that I'm talking about in these videos that you've been doing maybe wrong, I don't want you to look at yourself and say, oh my gosh, I've been doing everything wrong. That's not what this is about. This is about seeing how we can improve. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen people on this team do videos that weren't necessarily done in the way that I would do a live video as far as technique. But I'm going to tell you the message was good. And I've seen people get feedback as well. So this is just ways to improve. The fact that you're getting out there is huge. And if you're not getting out there yet, then I want to encourage you to do so, and make sure you message me when you do so I can go on and encourage you on your live video. So here's the thing. It's really important, again, the same as pictures, to have good framing. Okay? When we're doing a live video from our phone, it's really easy to have a live video. I'm going to go sideways. I'm sitting there talking like this, and where, you see what I'm saying? Where you're not getting, let me see if I can actually come on the call on my phone and I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, because actually having a better vision for how you need to be set in a live video will be great, because immediately it'll capture people's attention So I'm going to join the team call from my phone. And I'm going to mute myself so I don't scare you guys with a loud noise. Okay. You guys. Okay, did that stop? Nod yes or no, because I can't hear you anymore. Okay, good deal. If you need my attention, like wave at the screen because I can't hear anybody. Okay, so live video. If I'm sitting here sharing something with you, and I really want to tell you about, you know, what's been going on today, because it was really, really awesome. I had a really good meeting, and I met these people, and, you know, yeah. Okay. So this angle doesn't work. First of all, again, we've got the double chin, and I look way older. Oh my God. Nobody, oh, that's on my teeth? No, nobody record that, please. I hope nobody was snapping pictures. That's like the worst awful view of me ever. Oh my gosh. So I see myself in two places. So you don't want to go from below, okay? Again, if you're going to do a live video where you are actually holding the phone, I would recommend doing something more, although this is hard because it's not really, I can't really see it as well. I'm trying to see on here. Okay. This is more like what you'd want to do. You want to hold it out, up at it. Again, it's the angles up. See, my phone is up. Here, you guys. Oh, you look. So you can both see how high my phone is. So you can see on both sides. I'm holding the phone up, and that's the angle that I have. So I can kind of look up. Again, it gives that smaller chin, and it just looks better. Again, I would, like, you see how I've got my arm here? Yes, we're not all, yes, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, Angie, absolutely. So, but if you're going to hold it, you're going to want to do it probably like this, if you're going to hold it, okay? And see how I have my arm? I always keep my arm a little flexed and out because, again, I happen to be a little more self-conscious about my arms. And so that way I feel better and it looks thinner, you know? So little things like that, posture matter. So that's how you're going to want to look. Secondly, so I think if you're going to do, I'm going to turn this off now. Hold on here. Leave meeting. That was just too weird. Okay. So basically you want to make sure that you're not coming from below. You've got it from above and you're holding it. And if you're outside, that's even better, or stand in front of a window. Again, lighting matters. The second thing that I'm going to recommend is, I'm actually going to recommend that if you do a live video, unless you're having a heartfelt thing and you're in the middle of something and you have to hold it, I would recommend either A, having a tripod, or B, leaning it on it. Like you can put it on a shelf. So for instance, I could put it, see this shelf here? Oops. I can lean it against two things here. And actually, I'm going to mute myself again and go back in here because I want you to. Oh, there we go. Do you guys hear me now? Okay. See the difference? And I'm going to put, now granted, I would not do this because there's no light there. I would probably use my Diva light, or I would take, if this had a battery, I would, I'm looking at, here we go. If this had a battery, I would use this. But if I can set it like that, or a plastic, that's right, or there we go. Joy, I'm going to have you talk about that in a second. So see how I'm going to put myself more in the middle. And again, I like my arms out. So I lean in a little bit. That's all for posture. You want your head. Oops, sorry guys. It's hard for me to see because I have a little tiny square I'm looking at. However, but you want your head to have some space at the top, but your eyes need to be in the top third. And that is really important to have your eyes, and that's in a picture, that's in a photo. You don't want to cut the top of your head off. You do not want your head to be down here, okay? You want your eyes to be in the top third of that video. And that's important for framing. So what I would do is I would sit here, again, I would hold my arm out like this, and I would get a smile on my face, and I would just talk animatedly, leaning forward. Can you see the difference? Like when you lean forward like that, it just looks better. And let me close this out again. So anyway, it looks better when you do it that way. And it just helps with, yeah. Joy, what were you going to say about the plastic cup? Let me, you unmuted? Oh, there we go. I was muted. Go ahead.
In the pit, a tripod, you can put your phone inside a clear plastic cup and put it on the shelf. Like, so it's kind of angled. It's just something that I discovered I can use when I don't have a tripod or anything to lean my phone against. Because sometimes it tends to fall on the side. But this would be in a vertical shot.
Yeah.
So it's standing up, and it's a good way to get a selfie as well. Nice. So you're not holding. So you have a timer, and then that's just what I discovered.
I think that's awesome. It goes to show too, like guys, if you don't have a tripod, there's a million and one ways to make one. But making sure that we have the proper angle and the proper, again, like you want your head to be at the top. So if I were going to say right now, let's say Amanda was doing a live video, your head would be down too low. Now you're not doing a live video, so but now up a little more or back a little further. There. Oh, no, back down. Actually, you probably would want to show it because you want your eyes to be in the top third of the screen. So I'm just using that for a framing example. But and I've seen a lot of live videos where people or videos. I had, when we were doing a Senate race recently, the senator would send videos where he was like this. And I'm like, dude, I had to edit and fix it to try to make it where he was more like this. So that's really huge. And so you can get, like I said, you can get tripods really easily if you want to, so you can take them with you places. But the lighting is big. I made notes so I would make sure I wouldn't forget things.
Can I show you my favorite tripod?
Yeah, please do.
I've had 3. This one doesn't go up and down, but this is my favorite because it's the sturdiest. And I can make it do this. And then I just stick it on top of whatever boxes are in front of me so that I can make it higher. But you just set your phone in it. And you can go either way. And and you can charge it while it's in there. And I use it for work. So when I'm doing stuff with work with my keyboard that I use with my phone, I can put it in this and I can still talk. And this has been the sturdiest one because I had the ones that gripped it on the sides and they would inevitably shut my phone down or I'd hit the button or they'd fall over. This never falls over. And it was like $8 on Amazon.
That's awesome. Can you put the link?
It's like steel. I don't know. My kids can't destroy it yet. We'll see.
Hey.
But so far, this has been my favorite tripod because you just set the phone in it and I can put it anywhere in the house and it's no big deal and it sets on top of everything. So whatever boxes are in front of me, I set them up high enough that I make it.
Yeah.
It's high enough so that I'm looking up at it a little bit.
You know what, guys, too, so you can use the timer on your camera for taking photos, but what you can also do is take a video and then play the video and then pause it and then scroll around till you find the perfect shot and then take a screenshot of your phone. And that's another really great way to be able to do different moves and then pick a frame that you like the most. Especially if you can do like a jumping photo or something like that. So,
you mean I don't have to jump like 100 times to try to get a jumping photo?
No, you don't.
Because that's what I do.
Hi, buddy. So I asked Trent to bring the Diva light in. so you guys can see the Diva light. Oh, can you take Augie? Honey, mommy will be done in a minute, okay?
Hey, bud.
Go with daddy.
Come
So I'm going to turn this on so you can see what effect it has. Woo! Look at that. When you see it from the front, I'm actually going to put my computer here. Look at the lighting on my face. Like Shalene Johnson uses this. Bob Heilig uses this. A lot of people who do blogging, they'll use a Diva light because it automatically, I think it makes me look younger, to be honest. But if you're really into taking photos and videos and you want to get into video blogging, that would be, oh, and this is what it looks like. So it's on a stand. And so a lot of times, like, I'll use that tripod as well. So for your live videos, it's kind of like you want to make sure, again, that you're standing in front of a window or you've got a light in front of you. And then before you go live, and this is just a couple of practical tips for live videos, I would recommend having a list of the things you want to talk about. So for instance, if you're going to talk about how to get kids to go down for a nap, let's say that's like, I want to do a live video on how to get kids to go down for a nap. I would say sit down and write down a list of all the things, all of your tips and tricks to get kids to lay down for a nap, and then number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you actually go to do the live video, say 5 tips for getting your toddler to go to bed at nap time. Now, how would you think about if you're scrolling and you saw something like that versus here are some ways I get my kids to go to bed at nap time? If you say 5 tips, then people know, well, I've only had 1 or 2. I don't want to hop off till I hear all of them. It creates that curiosity. So and it also helps to keep, I know there have been people who've told me they struggle with going off on a ramble when they're doing live videos. If you create a list and you know exactly what you want to say and just make some bullet points, then when you go live, have that list. So if I were this was my list, I would have it like right next to my computer. I'd like put it up somewhere where I can see it. Or I've been known to write it on a whiteboard and have the whiteboard behind. When I was doing a lot of live videos around the Mrs. Virginia pageant. I had a really good following too, but I was very intentional with what I would talk about. And I always wrote things down on a notebook and sometimes I actually bring the notebook and I write notes and I just let them know I've got my notes. There's 5 things I want to share with you, or 10 really awesome homeschool activities that you've got to do with your children, So before you go live, know what you're going to say, have some bullet points, and then get ready to share. And I want to just let you know too, with live video, it's so easy to think that why would I share something when I know a million other people have shared the same thing? The reason is because you haven't shared it before and your take is always going to be different. I was watching a video about a YouTube blogger. I'm taking this small course on YouTube blogging, and the guy said that if you want to make a really awesome YouTube channel and get a really good following, you want to find something that has been done before, is tried and true, and people love. You don't want to start with something fresh necessarily. So he says, because what people want is they want you. So if you have something that you've tried, something that you've loved, I know Angie talks a lot about homeschooling. She's been doing a lot of that, more of that in her videos. I've seen Amanda talk about some nutritional tips because she's got her nutrition certificate, and that's something that she's really passionate about. I think if there's something that whether it's your kids, whether it's your business, whatever it is that you're good at, relationship advice, whatever it is, start when you get ideas, keep a little list on your phone. And then before you sit down to do your live video, think about it, write down what you want to talk about, number your points, and then have your scroll stopping top say 5 tips to get your kids to take a nap five ways to get your kids to take a nap at nap time or whatever. And then you tell a little bit of your story. I know for years I was frustrated. My kids wouldn't take naps. I was tired, but Then when I changed my parenting ways and I started implementing these 5 tips, my life changed. So enough to get them curious, enough to tell a little of your story, enough to get them on to want to hear all 5 tips. So that is something that I would highly recommend marketing wise, and also help you stay on track, so you don't go way off. And because as soon as we start blubbering, that's when we lose viewers. So, and that doesn't mean that you can't ever go off script, because I think sometimes the Holy Spirit comes in and takes over, but it does mean that it'd be really good to have a plan. So the other thing is be personable. Like, don't be afraid to let people know. And I've said this before on, if you've been on any of my other trainings, but if you're nervous, don't be afraid to say, hey, I just want to let you know, I am so nervous. If someone started a live video off like that, would you be like, oh my gosh, she's so nervous? No, I totally called myself out. Oh my gosh, I am so nervous. But you know what? This is on my heart. And I just had to share this with you because I've had so many moms tell me about how it's been hard for them to get the kids to take a nap. And even though I hate getting on live video and doing this, I've got to share with you these 5 things that really work to get kids to take naps at nap time. You call yourself out, people aren't going to call you out because you've already done it. And they're going to like you more for it. So don't worry about being perfect. And if you want to do test live videos in the team page and get feedback, you can do that. That's a safe environment to do it in. You know what? Because everybody's in there. We're all in there to help each other. So that's definitely a place that you can kind of test it out if you have not gone live on your own page before. So that is, as far as like some basic tips for photo taking and for live video. Tell me, we had a lot of questions about this. So you figured, yes, Angie's so right. If you figure that one person had a question, others might too. That's absolutely right to do that. So I'm going to open it up, guys. If you have any questions about anything else you want to talk about. I know Angie had mentioned one other thing I wrote down here was about words on an Instagram photo. Should we put words on an Instagram photo? On a photo. I will say I have not seen, I've been using less and less words on the photo and more a photo that grabs attention and words up above. I think people are leaning towards that. Unless you have a quote specifically that you want people to walk away with, then I would say go for it. And then kind of look and see how people are responding to it. But I do notice on Instagram, most people, not as many are putting quotes on their photos. But again, I don't see I see people putting quotes though. Like Gary Vee puts quotes out, but he's not on a photo. It's just a quote. So something to think about. Anyone else have any questions about live videos, photos? Joy?
Yeah, I don't know whose interview or podcast I listened to, but I think it was Rachel Hollis. It was in Lindsay Mathway's something.
Yes.
She was saying the difference of what grabs attention in Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, they like beautiful pictures. They like, those more, I don't know, just nicer pictures. It's what grabs attention. Whereas in Facebook, it's the real, what we're used to. It's the real stuff, tangled hair, or just the messy stuff. That's right. But on Instagram, what grabs attention is pretty pictures. So what I think someone had said that choose a picture, not necessarily of the moment, but something that kind of, if you're talking about an exercise, not necessarily of you working out that very moment, like a screen grab of you working out, but maybe a sweaty selfie with nice lighting, something like that. And that grabs more attention than a blurry, grainy picture because we were working out at 5 a.m. So just the difference between Facebook and Instagram pictures.
You know what? And that actually reminds me, I'm going to go back on my phone. That actually reminds me that I want to show you some of the apps that I use and that I love. So I'm going to, okay, can you hear me? Ah, sorry. Okay, is that better? Is that gone? Okay. All right, so I want to share my screen. There's actually a weird way to, oh, I'm showing, oh no, I'm seeing myself talk. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at two Michelles, and this is like driving me crazy. So I want to share my screen here. Hold on here. Let me see how to do this. Screen, here we go. Up, swipe up on the screen. Firmly press the record button. Oh goodness. Hold on a second, guys. And zoom. Start broadcast. Here we go. See if this works. All right. Look at that. So I hope you don't see all my super secret stuff. Okay, so these are, I'm going to show you my favorite apps. I recently started messing with Snapseed, and that one's not bad. But I'm going to tell you my favorite apps right now that I use all the time. I use Facetune because I am getting old. And so let me show you an example of a photo from today. So see this photo? See all those baggies and wrinkles? Like, I don't know why I look so old today, but I did. And I was like, this is not okay. So I did, first I tapped smooth, and that, so there's a smooth and there's smoother. So right now I'm doing smoother to get under my eyes a little more. And then I'll go back to smooth. And I'm just gonna make my face. And I'm taking my finger. Do you see the difference in the face? I'm taking my finger and I'm swiping across.
Push the little double thing at the bottom so you can see the difference.
The
little green turquoise button.
Yeah, that's it.
There, now you can see the difference between your eye under your eyes.
Yeah. So the other thing I do is it has, I'm going to say, yep, that's good, is I can whiten my teeth. So I'm just taking the whitener and I'm running over my teeth twice. I don't want them to look too white, but look at the difference in that photo now. So, yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do. Push the button. Be like, oh,
I know, I don't like looking at how old so basically what I would do is I would send that to Camera Roll. And then the next thing I would do is I would go to Pick, Tap, Go. And I like this one. Now, granted, this is not going to do as much for this photo, so I'm going to pick one. So here we go. We have these wedding photos we took. If I were to go to, let's take this one, and I were to go to Pick, Tap, Go, I go to Edit, and then I can just kind of scroll up. There's a lights on. I like the lights on. More often than not, though, I use one called Bright Side. And that makes it easy, and then I can adjust it. It has a little adjuster at the bottom, so I can make it more bright or less bright. So I like it there. So then I can just scroll up again. And I can, if I want, I could add like a bleached color to it. I like the, if I want more color, I'll use the Sweet Tooth. I don't think this one needed that much color. So I'm going to undo that. But it has good black and white too. So I can sit there and try that. Let me see this black and white. Or maybe I just wanted to have a little bit of black and white and look a little aged. I can do that as well. But what I like about it, what I usually most do is I read somewhere that really having bright photos, especially for Instagram, is important. So I like to use the bright one, and sometimes I'll use the auto contrast. But you can scroll through and you can see, if it needs a little more color, you can look through and you can check it out. So you don't have to know a lot about filters. All you have to know is to click something, to adjust it, to see if you like what it does or not, and then scroll up and add another one on there if you want. So it's one of my favorites. Those two together, and then you just save to camera roll. And that saves the picture. So those two together are my favorite, Facetune and PicTapGo. I've been using those all the time lately. Again, I've been messing with Snapseed. Snapseed has a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. But, and I'll use WordSwag sometimes, but for the most part, Facetune and PicTapGo are my go-to. If I'm going to do video, a lot of times I use Video Shop, or I'll use iMovie, which I don't know where that is. I obviously need to organize my apps because. So anyway, stop screen broadcasting. And I'm going to unmute myself here in a second because I'm going to leave this call again. Okay.
So can I say something?
Oh, wait a second. Am I out? Yeah. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yes, please say something.
So that podcast that I listened to on the Chalene show of Brock Johnson, one of the things he mentioned was that if you need to kind of pick your coloring, whether it's a blue tone or a red tone, or pick your filter and try to apply that filter to almost all your pictures so that your Instagram, when people see your Instagram come up, like if they tap you, your pictures are cohesive. And that there's a thing that your pictures look like you because he said, so I always use this blue one. I don't remember what his was, like VSC or something was his favorite app, but I looked at it and you have to pay like $8 for it or something, and I wasn't doing that. But he said he always uses the light blue one because all of his pictures have a blue. So if you go to Brock Johnson, you'll see all of his pictures are blue. So he said, so pick your favorite filter on whatever app you use and use that on almost all your pictures so that they're all one cohesive Instagram shot.
Yep. No, I remember hearing a coach say something similar to that, which is when I started using PicTapGo and started using the bright side and the lights on to try to add more. Because also it was the other thing they said is have a lot of light on your photo. A lot of times, like that's going to make them pop. You know, we talked about that as well. So does anyone have any other questions about or anything else you want to add?
How often should you have your own self in the photos? Do you recommend it, for example, 90% of the time? I know I don't like to always put myself in there. So what's
I would say probably once a day, at least. Okay. Because the whole point of, and I understand I do get not wanting to do selfies. It was really hard. I know Angie too. I remember she was like, I was just like trying to get her to take selfies and stuff. But
now my response to that is all of them should have you in them.
Yeah. So because they have your kids or something, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's easier.
The whole point is for people to relate to you. Not your kids, not your car, not your house, you. And so if they're relating to you, they need to see you or they aren't relating to you.
Yeah, it's your branding. You know, it's your branding. So,
and if you saw my video last week and if Michelle tells you to be in it once a day, you should be in it like 7 times a day. If you watched my live video last week, turn up. Like do more. Whatever they tell you to do more than that. So if she tells you to do once a day, you should probably do more.
Exactly.
Is this a bad, can you see, like these filters? Are they a bad idea?
I think for stories, you can get away with that stuff. But I would say probably not something to do all the time. Yeah. But, all right, guys. Well, let's take a picture. I'm so sad Megan got off. We got a picture. Everybody smile. Listen, thank you so much for hopping on the call tonight. If you have any questions or you have any tips or things that you use that make a difference, you can always post them in the link when I put this in the team calls. So, and I will send you the picture, okay? I'll post it in the team page and in the comments of that thing on the team page, and then you can grab it. Okay? You guys have an awesome night. Oh, and listen real quick. This is a bonus thing, so you definitely don't have to get on there, but tomorrow with Greg's team, we're going to do a call on, or they're going to basically really talk about more than anything about how to get to 500 PV per month, or $500 a month, how to grow your business to a $500 a month business. So if that's something that you think will help you, then you can hop on or listen to the call later. So just want to give you a heads up. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Bye.